Alright guys, it's Monday. How's everybody doing? President's Day, everything's closed, but I'm still outsourcing, of course. We're in Value Pawn here. Checking on some stuff, so I'm gonna look around and see what they have in here. So sometimes you can find cases like this. All items in are locked or broken. And they usually have like an entire case of stuff. We're mostly interested in these right here. So we'll get a price on these and see how much they want and what's wrong with them. Hopefully these don't have major damage, but we'll find out soon. This is two iPod Nano 7 gens right there. And then that's an iPod Touch 4th gen because it has the camera. Okay, so we ended up not getting any of the broken iPods from that pawn shop. They just wanted too much. The 7 gens, both of them wouldn't power on. They had no charge. We tried them with a couple different chargers. So they're dead. They probably got bad batteries. They could be bad charger ports. Just depends. They wanted 25 bucks a piece for them, broken 50, and he wouldn't budge off of that. That's just entirely too much. They only sell for like 60, 70 bucks good used, which means good and used I'm paying like 35, 40 for them. I'm not going to pay 25 for them broken with who knows what wrong with them. Could be a battery, could be the port, could be both, could be just a dead motherboard. There's too many what ifs. Typically, if you were to just list them as is without trying to figure out what was wrong or repairing them, you're going to sell them for like $20, $25 before fees. So really my cutoff for those would have been like 10 bucks, you know, to buy them broken. He was at 50 for the combination. I wanted to pay 20. There was no way we were going to come to a deal. He might have given them to me for 40, 45, but still no money to be made. I'd have been at losing money or breaking even if I was lucky. You know, yeah, if I gave him 50 for both and one of them turned out to be a battery, I could swap a battery for 10 bucks. I'm into them for 60. I could sell one to break even and then the other one's profit, but that's a risk. One, you got to do the work, and two, you got to hope that it's just something as minor as a battery. If it's a motherboard, it's ruined, you're out the money. So I don't buy stuff that is a huge risk. I know you got to take some risk, and that's not an expensive risk. It's $50, but again, I'm not willing to, you know, risk on that. So with that said, I only ended up buying 4 video games from him, and I'll show you guys. I spent $7. Kind of a lame pawn shop. I'm on my way to go to like 6 more today, so hopefully we'll do much better. But I bought 3 PSP games. He ended up giving them to me for $2 a piece, and 2 copies of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and 1 copy of Star Wars Battlefront 2. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are selling for about $10 a piece, 10 to 12, and then the Star Wars Battlefront is selling for about the same, 10 to 12. So if you just figure 11 average on all of them, that's $33 right there. Less fees and shipping, we're about 20 bucks. Paid 6 for them. And then also got this for $1, which I'll show you guys, it was $1. And this game is PS2, and it's the Sopranos game. Paid $1 for it. It's selling for about 12 bucks as well. So basically $7. Gross sale should be, you know, 45 bucks, give or take. After fees and shipping, you know, there's gonna be 10 bucks in shipping, 12 bucks, and then there's gonna be 12 bucks fee. So 25 off of, you know, 45, 50. So could definitely do about a $20 to $25 net, $7 purchase. Not bad for the first shop. You know, we'll make our $15 or $20. Was hoping to buy those iPods and make it a little better, but let's move on to the second shop and see what we can find. Okay, so I'm back home. Some of the founds that I got today, you guys saw me get these 2 PSP Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of them is actually brand new, so we'll get more for that than this one, but I checked the discs, they're in really good shape. Also Star Wars Battlefront 2. Can't go wrong at $2 a piece for those games. And then of course the Sopranos game, which was $1. You can probably see there. Pretty good pickups there. This came from another pawn shop. You guys always, a lot of people ask where I get so many video games or iPods or game systems. I don't like buying big game systems, but I do like buying game systems that are good price. This is a GameCube. It came with a memory card, which you guys can probably see right there. Of course, it came with a controller. Came with all the power cables and TV cables. And then it came with 4 games, which you guys can see there. Kind of hard to see. I'll focus up on them. And I'll read you what the games are here. They're Nicktoons Unite, Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Mutant Nightmare, and Day of Reckoning 2, that's WWE Wrestling. I paid 30 bucks for the whole system. They originally had, I don't know if you guys can see that, the system priced at $19. And then they bundled the whole system and made it $29.99, so still a good price. The system with the cables, controller, everything's probably about a $55, $60 sale, so you're looking at putting 40 in your pocket, so that puts me 10 up on that one. And then the games, Day of Reckoning's about 10, Mutant Ninja Turtles about 15, Yu-Gi-Oh's about 10, so that's you know, 35, and then Nicktoons, I'm not sure what it's worth, probably at least 5, so that's 40. And then if I can net around 30 on that, so you know, 10 bucks profit on the system and 30 on the games, I expect to turn the 30 into at least 60, double, maybe into 70, so maybe we'll make 40 on that. You know, the 4 games that I bought, we're probably gonna make about 20 bucks on, so that's 60. That was just 2 pawn shops, just those 2 pawn shops. So quick little purchases. I wasn't out doing sourcing today. I had to make some other stops. So I just happened to stop at these pawn shops that were pretty close. I wanted to do sourcing today, but things came up, so didn't get to go to as many as I wanted to. Also near the place, the errand that I had to run today was a thrift shop, church thrift shop. Pretty cool shirt I picked up. Let's check it out. This was $1. I only spent literally like 5 minutes inside this store. But it's a Nintendo shirt, and it says back in the day. Now it's not in the best condition, it's got some wear, but it's distressed looking and it's cool, and it's an extra large, so hopefully you guys can get a good look at that. But it says back in the day, the original NES Nintendo controller, pretty cool for $1. I'm gonna list it for 15. And then this was $2, their collared shirts are $2. This is from H&M. I'll show you guys the tag on it. It's from H&M. Which I do pretty good on H&M. I usually sell girls H&M, but happen to get this one for a guy. Haven't seen it that often. But it's a collared, button-up, 2-pocket shirt. It's got some cool rivets for buttons. They look pretty cool. Anyways, it's a dressier shirt. I believe this is an extra large as well. No, this is a regular large. So, you know, $2. We'll try to list it for 15 or 20. So. You know, even if I can make, I spent 3 on those shirts, if I can make a $15 or $20 profit on those, we'll be up, hopefully for the day, we'll be up about $70, $75, which isn't a lot of money, but tomorrow we're gonna source, you know, much bigger. Just a couple quick stores that I dropped in. That way you guys know that if you're out, you happen to see a couple pawn shops, a couple thrift stores, just stop at them. If it takes you 20, 30 minutes and you can pick up a few grabs like this and just make a few bucks, even if it isn't a day that you're normally used to sourcing or that you weren't prepared to source, you can still make a little bit of money rather than nothing, even on the days that you don't plan to. So we're gonna get some of this listed. I'm gonna take photos of the system and these games, get them up, get them posted, start getting them sold. I'm gonna also list that stamp that I picked up the other day for, looks like it's $9.99 it should sell. So I'm gonna list that, and I got about 10 ties I'm gonna get up. So gonna try to knock out about 20 listings right now, guys. And Alright guys, had a few people doubting the video game inventory that we have. I'm not going to show you every game. Obviously we have, you can go on my Amazon, or we have a ton of, you know, Wii, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, all that kind of stuff. But let me show you a little bit here. Hang on just a second. Let me get the camera straight here. Oh yeah, you guys know Game Gear, old school Game Boy games, tons and tons of that stuff. Tons of the old school stuff. Let me move some of the stuff we're working on out of the way. Check that out. It's just our Game Boy game. I mean, hello. Let's keep rolling. I mean, this is Game Boy Advance games, just by the boatloads. We got bags of these are, yeah, bags of DS games right here. I'm not gonna dump all those out. There's probably 100, 150 games in there. Bags of PSP games. There they are. And this does not include any of our large games. PS3 boxed, PS4, PS2, Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Wii games, Wii U games. NES, Super NES, N64, we have all those games in boxes, so anybody who wanted to say that I don't really have all these games in stock. It's easy when you do fulfilled by merchant. I don't do fulfilled by Amazon because it's just not enough profit in these games. We're usually only making a few bucks a game, but still, even at $3 or $4 a game, couple thousand games, you guys can do the math. So there they are. Just a huge stack of games right there that we have in stock right now. So yes, we really do have all these games. Really do go out and buy them every day. All right, guys, so I actually am recording this little outro after it's been about an hour. I got the GameCube, the 4 games that came with it, which is 5 listings, the 3 PSPs, 1 new and 1 used Ninja Turtle. So that's 8, and the stamp, which is 9, and then 1 other item, 1 tie that I grabbed, 2 ties, 2 Disney ties. So I got 11 listings done. It took me about 45 minutes, and then I'm here recording this. So just want to let you guys know that even though it's a holiday, don't take the day completely off. I was a little slow today, only hit up a couple of stores, only bought a few items, but also managed to get those 11 items up. So as expected, sales a little slow today, listing a little slow today, but we'll pick it up, you know, tomorrow back to normal. But just because it's a holiday, don't take the whole day off. Still make sure you knock out some kind of work. You'll regret it later if you don't. We didn't do a lot, but we still got a little bit done, so today wasn't a complete waste. With that being said, guys, I just posted on the Facebook group and on Instagram a couple ideas for shirts that I had. I promised you guys I'd get them up. They came with some pretty good reviews, pretty good thoughts, but some things we're gonna play with and edit. So the shirts, I'm gonna change up a few designs. I'm gonna put the last like 2 or 3 designs up tomorrow again on Facebook and Instagram, and then I'm gonna just take a vote, and then that'll be the shirt. That'll be the one that you guys will be able to order. So tomorrow, check back on Instagram and check back on the Facebook group. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Rockstarflipper. The Facebook group is eBay, Amazon, Reseller, Thrifter World. You can join that group. And you can vote on the shirts as well if you're not already a part of the group. The link's down below, as well as my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But make sure you guys check that out tomorrow. You can check out the preliminary designs that I threw up just a little while ago, just a few minutes ago. Weigh in on those, give me your opinion, tell me what you like, what you don't like, and we'll get the final design done by tomorrow. So thanks everybody that's already commented, I appreciate that, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with a more busier video, more work getting done, and also with the shirts. So see you guys then.